Hello, hello. Welcome back to Not My Forté podcast. I'm Nicole, and this is Dani.
Hello.
We have a very exciting episode today because we're going to be talking all about our core teacher training.
Yay.
Which me and Dani both lead. We just wrapped up our previous cohort in September.
Yep.
And now we're currently doing November. And then by the time that this episode airs, they are going to be graduated, and then we're going on to the next one.
In February and March, I believe, in 2026.
Yep.
So very busy year. We're probably going to have even more after that as well. But it's pretty crazy how quickly we kind of have gone through them, and
They keep coming.
They keep coming. Yeah, it's so exciting.
So we'll tell you a little bit about our training that we are leading. We were doing it previously with a different trainer, but now we have me and Dani leading it. So there have been a few little tweaks and changes. So we'll just introduce some of those things.
Yeah. So pretty much this is our second one that we are doing together as a little team, but we've helped with a couple certifications already in teacher trainings previously. And so this is one that Nicole and I really get to spearhead and work on together. And we focus on a lot of things like hands-on modifications,
a lot of practice teaching,
Yeah. All of the different types of instructing as far as contemporary style, a little bit more classical style, more of an athletic approach, depending on what you are interested in when you want to become an instructor. Also, as far as the teacher training goes, you don't necessarily have to be an instructor to do it, which I think is really cool. And I think in our November group, there's a couple people that aren't necessarily doing it to become instructors, but they're doing it so that they're more mindful of their body. They're working on something called proprioception, which we love that. That is just basically mind-body awareness and being able to take the moves of Joseph Pilates and all the classic repertoires and the contemporary movements that we have now today, and really understand how to accurately move through those movements and what muscles to engage and where you actually should be feeling it and where you should not be feeling it. And then, it's really fun. We get to give them all of our advice and all the advice of the mentors, the studio as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have a lot of mentors that are instructors with us. We have the support from a bunch of other girls in the industry, which is amazing as well. Yeah. And a big focus on group training, since that is kind of our bread and butter, RMO.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of studios, so we definitely have a lot of space for everyone to practice and be able to actually train and have that time. And because we're a learning studio, we'll bring students on that maybe have completed a big chunk of their hours that actually want to start to get paid to work. So, and complete those hours, which is really cool. And then they test out, and then they're on their little merry way.
Yep. So should we bring in one of our trainees now? And should we meet Desirae?
Yes.
All right. Desirae was with us in the September training. Welcome in, Desirae.
Thank you for having me.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
We're doing amazing.
We're good.
We'll just start with a little introduction of you. So what is your personal background, or what is your Pilates background?
I come from a dancer background originally growing up, and then a heavy cheerleading background growing up. And then I started doing Pilates about 5 years ago, and I'm a new mom, so I had to take a little bit of a break from Pilates, but it really has helped me postpartum in the healing process.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Where did you start? And then when did you also start with Coeur? What helped you find the program with Coeur?
I kind of hopped around a few different studios, but even a few years ago, I feel like there wasn't that many contemporary athletic studios around here. So I started out at just a classical studio, and then I heard about Coeur through Mina, one of our instructors.
Mina.
Yes. And I followed her from a previous studio, saw you guys all over social media, and now I'm here.
Yay. That's awesome. Yeah. Mina helps us with the training now. So she is a huge, crucial part of this team, and we love her. She's so cute.
What made you want to go from client or student into an instructor?
So developing a love for Pilates over the last few years as a client and learning proper form and the correct muscles to engage, I just want to share that with everyone else and teach them all of the benefits that Pilates can have for you, not only physically, but mentally as well. And especially for moms. I know a lot of moms are fearful of doing Pilates because they have a weak core or whatnot. So I really just want to teach to encourage people that Pilates is for everybody, regardless of your background, and to teach them just like the fundamentals of Pilates.
I love it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So do we want to talk a little bit about your experience in the program now?
Sure. I remember the first day that I walked in to training, I was questioning if I made the right decision. I was super nervous, but by the end of the first weekend, I feel like I was in a totally different headspace. I felt way more confident, like I'm meant to be here. I'm turning my passions into a career, and I gained a bunch of new friends from the training program, which is something that I actually wasn't anticipating on. I didn't think that we'd all become so close.
Yeah.
I definitely think that's one of the like big perks is like when you're in a group training, those people in your group, you're growing together. Like Nicole and I did our training together.
So cute.
Yeah, now we've grown into this like crazy friendship that like neither of us saw coming, and partnership. So yeah, the friends is so great because you can lean on them, and you guys all have the same experience as far as like coming into teaching. So
all right, we're going to continue, just me and Desirae, because Dani had to go teach, speaking of teaching. But we're going to continue on. So going into maybe what was the most challenging, whether it's mentally or physically, and then what was easier than you had anticipated?
The most challenging, at least for me, was learning the anatomy. All the there's so many terms for muscles and bones and all that stuff, and because it is an accelerated course and it's a lot of information, that was the hardest for me to try to retain. So a lot of the times I couldn't even spell all of
couldn't even say
the names of things, but it's good to learn the anatomy as like the foundation of your teaching. The easiest thing, honestly, was bonding with all the other trainees. I mean, we're all different ages, backgrounds, athletic abilities, but we are all so tight-knit now.
Yeah, I mean, all of you have one passion in common, and that's Pilates.
That's right.
All right, so we're going to start to close it out. So I'm just curious, where are you in your journey now, Desirae?
I am going to start practice teaching next week. I'm so excited.
Yay! So have you gotten some hours in for class taking, observing, and now you're on to practice teaching?
Yes, I'm so excited. It's really cool observing other classes to be like fully focused and not trying to remember what they're saying and teaching while trying to take the class. So it's nice to see everyone else's teaching styles too.
Yeah, this is a good point. When you start observing classes and you're taking classes as a trainee or as a future instructor, you're in the class and your mind is now focused on the cues and exactly what they're saying, why they're saying it, the movements, the flow. So how has that been for you, transitioning from like the way that you take classes now?
Taking classes as a student now is very different because now that I've learned all the basic principles and learned cueing and form and things like that, it's a lot to try to balance. But it is every class that I take and observe is helping me build like my own class plan, things that I like and maybe don't like.
Yeah, you're no longer just zoning out.
Right. It's not necessarily like, oh, like this is just my time to kind of shut my brain off and just move. I still enjoy it, but I'm a lot more mindful.
Yeah, it's a lot more intentional now too.
More intentional.
All right. And then also, question, why did you choose Coeur Pilates as the training program that you went through?
I chose Coeur, well, one, because I already knew someone that was helping to instruct the training, but you guys provide really a hands-on training, and I liked the accelerated program that you offer and the fact that we can use our resources with Coeur to help us get our hours done. And it's not only you guys are helping us during the training, it's also after the training, which I really appreciate.
Yeah, I love that you said that. I think that is one thing that we are really happy about with the training and that we're able to provide, one, the space, all of the studios to practice, teach at, to practice just on your own body at. We have, again, as we mentioned earlier, all of the instructors that help as mentors. We have a whole mentorship program who are there for your support. And then, we're always, me and Dani, and then with the mentors, we're always trying to be there after you guys are finished, whether you have any questions about exercises or class plans or even auditioning. We try to always be there for you. So I think that's kind of where we put our best effort. And then for anyone wondering what the program looks like in terms of week by week, we do anatomy and physiology. We then go through the mat, Pilates, repertoire, classical. We add in some few foundational things, some contemporary, and then we go into reformer. That's the last 2 weekends. We do some classical repertoire. We have contemporary repertoire. We do jump board. We play with the infinity bar. And then the last day, it's kind of like a big lecture about how to be an instructor, what that looks like. And I feel like a lot of other programs might miss out on that part, but just how to be an instructor, how to class plan, how to make playlists, how to be a good employee at a studio, how to retain clients, all the things. So if you are interested, our next program is going to be in February, last 2 weekends, and then first 2 weekends of March. So you can always reach out. We have our email, education@corepilates.com, if you want to reach out about any questions or want to sign up for it. And then also the link in our Instagram bio. You can put an application in. And I think that is all I have for you guys today.
Yay.
Let's ask about a little piece of advice.
Little piece of advice, just own it. You'll learn this when you start practice teaching, but even if you mess up or miss a cue or say left when you meant right, just own it because you are the one instructing the room. So if you mess up and you just pretend like nothing happened and just have the confidence, I think that's my biggest piece of advice is just own who you are and who you are as an instructor.
Yeah, you're the boss of that room. And I think confidence is one of the big traits that comes with being an instructor is you realize that you own that room and everyone is listening to what you say.
Yeah, and that's confidence is the one thing that I gained through this program, other than like a bunch of new friends, which is great. But the level of confidence I had going into training versus coming out of training is like drastically different.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's a great place to end.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today, Desirae.
Thanks for having me.
Pretend Dani's here saying goodbye. And stay tuned for our next episode. Bye.
Yay.